Can you tell us about your solar system?
Yeah, so we've had a solar system on our house for about 2.5 years now. It's a 5 kilowatt system. They have the LG Neon 2 panels on top of the house. I believe there's 13 of them or 14 of them on top of the house. And then we also have the 9 kilowatt LG backup battery, and then we also have the Solar Edge inverter as well. And then we have our EV station that's kind of hooked into all of this as well. Um, yeah, so typically during the day we don't use a lot of electricity, and it fills up the battery, and then the battery is then discharged during peak times, so we don't have to use peak at our house. Um, it's been really amazing. We average around 500 kilowatts a month, roughly. Um, More during the summer and less during the winter. Actually, the discrepancy between summer and winter can be quite significant because of the way our panels are set up. Because we have panels that are actually east-west facing as opposed to on the southern part of the house. So during the summertime, we actually get more than probably most other people get because we have a lot of sun during the early part of the day and the late part of the day because it's east-west facing. However, during the wintertime, because we have no south-facing panels, our efficiency plummets quite a bit. But it averages out to around 500 kilowatts. Um, we went with our installation company was Future Energy Savers, and they're a really amazing company. When we went to get the solar, we sat down with 4 different companies, getting quotes from them, getting, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to install? What are your recommendations? What are you seeing? We asked us a ton of questions, took a ton of notes, and it kind of just compared those 4 companies to each other. And realistically, Future Energy Savers is one who ends up came out on top of us. I wanted the best of the best. I wanted the LG Neon 2 panels, even though they were like several times more expensive. I wanted to be more efficient than and otherwise, and which has been really nice. Even with all of the soot and ash on top of them, they're actually still really efficient right now. But Future Energy Savers, they were really amazing, putting everything together, getting all the permitting for us, getting everything installed. They get the entire system set up in a single day, which was really convenient and really nice. The only hiccup we ran into was with one of the permits, but that wasn't on their end. They submitted the permit to the city, and then the city lost track of it, and then they tried to resubmit it, submitted the wrong one, and it was a fiasco on the city end, and we ended up having to. But they did most of the legwork with following up with the city and making sure that all got submitted. So I really appreciated the amazing job they did. And then we have the app on the phone as well, so we can actually see what our production is at any given time and what our battery level is currently at and how much we're currently using right now. So like right now we're currently drawing 9.7 kilowatts, and that's partially because I have all 3 of my cars plugged in right now. So they're drawing quite a bit, and they've pretty much drained my battery today. But we won't have the cars plugged in tomorrow because they're going to be full today, so they'll be able to it'll recharge the battery, and then we'll be able to discharge that during peak. But I really like having the app and see what the energy usage is. And I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to efficiency, both with my electric vehicles and my solar. So when we first got this installed and I could see the app, I turned everything off in my house, brought up the app, and I would turn something on in the house to see what it did, and then turn it off and turn something else in my house to see what it did. And I actually tracked what kilowatt usage everything in the entire house was using. So then I knew during peak times, during other times, like, hey, I can use this while charging the car, do this, or I know what time of the day, so I would always have that battery during peak. 'Cause I don't think we've drawn from peak, and I don't even know the last time we drew between 5 and 8 p.m. because we've always done a really good job with having the battery charged. That's something we really get here in the future. We have the room for it, and that's one of the reasons they installed it where they did, because we have room. We could potentially put another one down here and another one up there, which is one of the things we talked about. So here in the future, that's definitely an upgrade we want to do, of potentially upgrading the solar from a 5 to a 7, and also potentially putting 2 more backup batteries here as well.
No point in that being on our end.
Hi!
Hi.
Can you tell me about why you decided to go solar?
Go in the very back.
Yeah, so we've had our first electric vehicle for over 5.5 years now. We always thought it would be so great to be able to charge it on solar power, run it on sunshine, essentially. It's technology we've been interested in since we met 15 plus years ago. And so we've always kept an eye on that technology. We actually had looked into putting it on our previous home in Phoenix, but ended up finding other opportunities in California. So we didn't pursue that, didn't finish that out, and moved out here. But it was something that we knew as soon as we had bought a home out here, we were going to start looking into it. And yeah, when it seemed feasible, a lot of the incentives were still in place 2.5 years ago when we did it. And it just seemed great. So we just started talking about it. Was this the right time? We, had the 2 electric cars at the time. And yeah, we just loved the idea of just continuing to green our energy use and our fuel use.
Yeah, I think that's something for Stephanie and I that we really have always thought from really young ages, and that's something that kind of brought us together a little bit as well. We've always tried to make things more efficient. How can we make these more green? How can we help the environment? And solar has really been on the front of our mind for a while. And yeah, the idea of driving on sunshine, plugging our cars in, is just an amazing thought. And once we got it on the house, it was great. I would highly recommend it for anyone going to solar. And it's also nice for like peak times, like here in California, we had the 5 to 8 peak times. Having solar that's still producing or still filling the battery and pulling from that. So it's not just the environmental impacts, but some of the monetary impacts as well for not pulling those peak times.
Yeah, definitely. When the battery technology came out, then you could store some of your energy that you were producing and then use it during those peak times. We're like, this really seems like it's going to make sense financially. And so we did the math. We love math. Did lots of math and figured out that was the case, that we would be able to save money in the long run.